Good morning. I'm doing no fancy intro, no crazy sound effects, but yeah, today I made about 4.8K trading in the stock market, a little south of $5,000. And I want to show you today exactly, how I did it exactly from point A to point B, literally the same three-step framework that I'm using right now every single day, and how I use this system today to pull out almost 5K from the market and almost 10K the past week trading in the stock market. If you're a beginner or you're new to this channel, I keep it real. I'll show you guys the up, I'll show you guys the down as well, right? Today happened to be a winning day. Whenever we have red days, I give you guys, breakdowns. But also, today, if you're watching this video here for the very, very first time and you're a new person to this channel, I want you to come to my free class coming up here shortly so I can show you how to get to this money. I'm sorry, I had a crazy intro plan and I wanted to do all this stuff, but let's just get into the breakdown instead because that's what we're here for, education. Okay, so first of all, how I made 4.8K trading today into the stock market. We're gonna always start first here on trading view on the high time frame. I'm on the 4 hour time frame here on SPY, and I found a 4 hour fair value gap right here on SPY from this key level. And we had like a lot of retracements on SPY off this key fair value gap, and we're holding below all of my EMAs on a higher time frame. You always want to start high first and then work down. So you can basically see the main trend for the day, for the week, for the month on exactly the asset that you want to trade, and then you can then start trading it in real time. So then this morning, I noticed on SPY, we had a strong move in the morning. This right here is my pre-market high up here on SPY right here. Here's my pre-market low right there on SPY. Now, whenever we open up in price on SPY, we actually closed cleanly above my pre-market highs right there. And a lot of people were thinking that it's time to go bullish, it's time to go start buying stocks, buying calls, because we close here above my pre-market highs, right? But if you go up to your 30-minute time frame, you will see clearly it was a really strong run on liquidity, and it trapped a lot of people on the upside as the market digressed and moved towards the downside. So to get the day started, I took 3 or 4 different trades. I actually lost one. I lost about 1.2K. I'll probably show you all that. I made 2,000 on Apple, so I'll show you guys. So we took a couple of plays. Y'all know me. I live trade every single day for my community and for all my students. We caught out a put here on Apple. Made about 40%, made about 2 grand on the trade. Cool. And then after that, I took a trade here on Apple puts again. I ended up losing 1.2K. But after that, what really made me the money that I'm showing you guys today was when I made this call out right here on SPX and SPY puts. I'm gonna break down how and why I took those positions. But when I called it out right here at about 142, what happened was 6 minutes later, I was up about $640, 13%, nothing crazy, right? At 147, by the way. And then if you look at here, the time right here at 150, and now I'm up 68%. I'm up over $3,000 on this trade. So this trade, guys, was an SPX puts. So I basically showed in the stock market on the SPY. And as a result, yes, everyone in my chat did bank. I made about 4.6K on this trade whenever everything started. And as a result, guys, whenever I make money and whenever I eat, everybody else eats in my chat. She made $455 and everything like that. But we don't want to just talk about gains, and that'd be very, very rude. Because if y'all are new here today, I'm gonna show you guys how y'all can also get this money here once as well. Um, now, quick disclaimer, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. These are all my opinions. I'm a full-time day trader. These results are not typical. I've been trading for the past 6.5 years. I just want you to know that, hey, everything you see online about trading isn't always roses and rainbows. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. If you don't follow a profitable system, you can sometimes not make money trading. But this is the thing about it is today, I'm going to show you my 3-step profitable system so you can follow it and get to that bag. So let's get back into the breakdown. Okay, so when SPY had this liquidity sweep right here, as you can see right here about my pre-market highs here on SPY, we had a strong move back to the downside, attacking my pre-market lows right here, as you can see right here on my 5-minute time frame. All right. Now, when I took these puts on SPY, guys, it was about 1:42 in the afternoon, and that was essentially on this candlestick sitting about right here, about let's say about right here. I think I took it earlier, about right there in price, right? Now, what I was noticing on SPY, if you pull back the candles and we see what we were actually looking at on this company, right? I'm going to take you guys through exactly how a full-time trader thinks and operates, okay? So on SPY, we had some previous highs. So I call this previous levels of liquidity sitting right here, sitting right here, right? All that means is whenever the market was dropping in price, these are some previous high points that I can use as reference points in the stock market. I want you to think about it like this. Whenever you're in a bullish market, you're creating two things. You're creating higher highs higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? In a bearish market, you're creating two things: lower lows, right? There's the opposite: lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? So if we're in a market where we're consistently creating, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, what happens right here whenever the market actually takes out this previous lower high right here and we make a strong run up to the upside? Well, you're now creating my change of character. You're creating a change in state of delivery because I'm creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. But then above this lower high right here, I have now created my first ever, drum roll please, higher high. And that is an indication that the market is creating a change of character and price. And when that happens, a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, who are not watching in this video right now, they're just immediately thinking, you know what? It is time for me to start buying calls, buying stock, and buying everything, right? So what happens is, again, the market takes out another high right here and it creates another higher high here in the market, right? Now, once that happens, I want you to think about this as a liquidity sweep. This is exactly what I teach inside of my program. And if you want to go ahead and join, feel free. But when people look at this market and we just took out, let me draw a line for y'all from all my visual learners. So the market just took out the highs right here of this previous candlestick, right? People are thinking it's time to go start buying calls. We could have the brand new higher high. But what you can notice is, guys, on my 5-minute candle, the immediately next candle that was built here that went to the downside created a full bearish engulfing literally exactly right here. Why is that? This red candlestick right here fully engulfs the green candlestick right here. It came completely below the low of this candlestick. So for me, that's a very bearish indication. I have a change of character right here on my price structure right here. So I put a COCH, basically only because we've seen a new higher high and then we're in a bearish market. So this is going to cause a lot of people to get trapped on the upside, while we can go look at making moves and opportunities towards the downside. Okay, it's a mind game. After that happened, let's see what happened here next. We had a pullback right there to my same level right there with the higher high. And we started to drop, 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 and down in the way here on SPY. Now, whenever I realized that we had this structure being set up here on SPY, I didn't just jump into the trade. Obviously, as you're able to see into my chat, I am very patient and I'll take my time on taking trading positions. All I did was I posted, hey guys, SPY, IWM is jumping into my chat. So I want you guys to know in advance, like what's happening in the stock market and give you the time to actually make moves and thoughts for yourself. Because if you're one of my students, I'm going to challenge you to really master trading, become independent, and fix all your flaws and become the person who you need to actually be. Now, whenever we finally created a strong move to the downside and we've begun taking out lows, like lows sitting right there, right? We have also lows sitting right here, the low sitting right here. This is what we call is a bearish program. So whenever that was happening, I had a very key target in mind on SPY for us to actually target, because we created this move here on a lower time frame. And my key target right here on SPY was below this low right here at 727.95, literally about right there. So I'm gonna draw a line right here on price. This is my ideal target on my SPY trade right there on SPY. I took shorts here on this following candlestick about right here, a little bit before this actually, about up here. I had a stop loss, really key that I make this clear, guys. My stop loss is at the very, very bottom of my previous little level of liquidity, which is a short-term higher low here on the 5-minute time frame. So it's literally right here. This is my stop loss in the trade. And I was targeting to make a break up below this lower low right here on SPY. And if I play right here, as you can see, we had a nice shift to the downside here on SPY, and we were able to actually capitalize on this trade and take profit while it was going red in the stock market. And as a result, guys, this one trade, like I said, it paid me well over $3,000 by 1:50 in the afternoon, which is pretty clean. But funny thing enough is, if I would have held this trade for a little bit longer, I could have probably made, maybe about 6K or 7K, right? I'm just playing. All right, about $7,000. I could have made that, which is okay. Sometimes you don't always get to have the perfect trade, the perfect move, the perfect entry, the perfect exit, right? You gotta be able to take your gains and walk and have a good rest of your day. I closed the day at about $5,000 profit, and after that happened, the market did have a little bit of reversal. The day kind of closed, and throughout the whole entire sequence, because you're probably asking, how did I make 4.8K if that trade made me 3,000? Well, I did take a nice trade on gold puts as well. We do short the stock market on the commodities like gold, whenever the opportunity is there. Trump has been talking a lot recently, and it has been affecting the prices of gold. They're attacking Iran and all types of things. So we definitely have a lot of variety inside of my chat. And very, very cleanly said, guys. If y'all like this trading breakdown, make sure you give me a like, comment, subscribe below. I'll be doing some more videos here on YouTube here soon. I want to get back on the scene and be more active here. But yeah, even when I don't post videos on YouTube, just know, guys, in my chat, people bank every single day. They're passing funded accounts, getting payouts, growing their stock trading portfolios, all types of things. And this happens literally every day. People making 6,000 in a day. People making, let's say, look at this, hundreds of percents in one single day. I even have students, guys, who are making 1.6K in a day, right? 1,600. People making 1,500 in a day, 500%. Like, we really do really, really good to my community. And yeah, if y'all are interested, I will be doing some more videos here going into the summertime to help you guys become a full-time and independent day trader. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you're struggling, you need to be subscribed to this channel, because I'm going to be showing you guys the exact things that I wish I would have known years ago so I could become successful and become profitable. So yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Feel free to come and join my program if you guys like. The link is below to my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.